But people forget
everybody's not going to find your jokes funny. They better find mine funny.
But they forget that, though. They really forget that. They forget that but it's your view. That's why they didn't fire her.
Yeah.
Because her viewpoint is controversial.
Her view. That's the view she sees.
Right.
Everybody is clear to her.
Like they did their reaction to
cellophane.
They did the reaction to the Chris Rock Oscar, and they were talking about Stacey Dash, and I don't think she agrees with Stacey Dash, but she pointed her out as somebody who has an opinion that's just different from everybody else's.
Her opinion is just stupid, though. Stacey Dash she's like a Dash. Let's just move on.
I think she's intelligent, but her
You're still going.
opinion.
We're gonna move on. Stacey Dash doesn't need to be talked about. She's irrelevant.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hi.
Hello, hello, hello. What's going on? What's up, Baltimore? It's 8 o'clock. It's Monday. You know what it is. It's Just a Bit Outside, a radio show on BeExposedRadio.com. Your host, Kescia. And across from me, I have the man who calls up Ryan Lochte when he wants to party. Mark Foster.
Welcome to the Danger Zone.
Yeah, Ryan Lochte, Danger Zone indeed. So, you guys, we got a great show today. We are very pleased and very excited. We have Tavon Mason, former player for the New York Jets, on deck. We're going to talk with him about football and books, and we just going to go just a bit inside and just a bit outside. So so we're very excited about that. We're also going to talk about the NFL. There's a lot going on in Major League Baseball as well. So let's get right to it. As you know, we always start off with what's been going on around town. Man, Baltimore has had a busy week.
Oh, yeah.
Lots going on. Yeah, lots going on around town, hon. Let's see. The first thing that I kind of want to talk about, which was kind of, I guess, like one of the biggest events over the past week, was the basketball tournament.
And that's the name.
Right. I know. God, that name is so cheesy. But yeah, that is the actual name of the tournament. It's called the Basketball Tournament, and it was out at Coppin State University, so shout out to Coppin for providing the venue for that. Hosted by Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, so this was just like a whole hometown event. For real. And 5-on-5?
Yeah.
Full court 5-on-5, right. I watched the finals game.
On ESPN?
Yeah, it was between, what was it, the Challenge ALS and the Overseas Elite.
Yep.
And believe it or not, the prize money was $2 million, right?
Yep.
And I think that's a fantastic prize for a tournament that's called the basketball tournament.
Absolutely. I'd be playing for a share of $2 million.
Right. And the Overseas Elite actually won the tournament. Shout out to them. It's their third year in a row.
Yeah.
Winning. So what's that? $6 million.
If it's the same prize every year. Yeah.
Well, something around there. So they rolling. They millionaires right now. Huh. So that was pretty cool. Speaking of Carmelo Anthony. Well, Carmelo Anthony was actually the host of the basketball tournament, right?
Yep.
And he also spent a little time here as well. Did you hear anything about that or see?
I saw some publicity events, I guess. Him and Mayor Pugh kind of promoting the basketball tournament.
Yeah. So I believe it was called Week or Day of Giving. I'm sorry, Day of Giving. And sorry about that. They pretty much they went to. I heard they went to 12 different sites in Baltimore City and did some cleanup. There was also a job fair out at Coppin State University. Shout out to them for that. And yeah, you know, and Carmelo Anthony also received the Medal of Honor for all the work that he's been doing and will continue to do.
Yep.
In Baltimore from Mayor Pugh. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. What else went on around town?
A whole damn lot of rain.
Yeah, a lot of rain. A lot of rain. I read somewhere that the NAACP gave Morgan State University like almost $900,000 for their student athlete success program.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's pretty good too. That's pretty cool too. So shout out to the NAACP for writing that check. Did we have a WTF moment?
Yeah, and it wasn't like a negative one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That is right.
The video is on the Just a Bit Outside Facebook page.
Yes.
And, you know, you don't see it in Major League Baseball too often, but the O's turned a triple play that was just out of this world.
It was sweet. It was really sweet. Started at the corner, right at third base.
Machado?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Whipped it around the Jonathan Scope.
At second, and then just bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, whipped that on around to Chris Davis. It was really, I mean, the O's are starting to heat up, too. Yep. I think they 2.5 games out of the wild card. For the wild card race. Yep. Right. So, you know, that's definitely attainable if they keep playing at this type of, at this level.
Absolutely.
You know, and there's also a new kid on the block, kid by the name of Beckham.
Tim Beckham. One of the guys I poo-pooed last week for the trade. When I said the Orioles were not. And no one expected this out of this kid.
Yeah, and well, he is on fire right now.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm sure we'll talk about it later.
Woo! Okay.
Yeah, I mean, those had a great weekend.
They did. I mean, it was really impressive. Really impressive. They gained got a lot of that ground back.
Yep.
You know, which was most important. I got other little WTF moment of the week. I saw something about Michael Strahan.
Oh.
He went full Jason Pierre-Paul. Chopped off one of his fingers or something like that.
Wow. Just, I mean, how drunk are you to like cut your hand off in the kitchen?
Right. He claimed it was a kitchen accident, but he didn't have too many details about that.
I've cut myself in the kitchen really bad, but like once I feel that pain, I pull the knife back. I've never.
Right, you don't just keep going.
Yeah.
I think he might have been in a bar playing some kind of crazy finger game.
Maybe, yeah, the whole.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. What else crazy went down around town? I think that was just about everything.
Yeah.
Oh well, we had some other crazy stuff going on outside of Baltimore. Apparently, Shaq has decided to pick the mic back up. Shaq Diesel made a diss track. Right. You heard me correctly. Shaq Diesel picked up the mic and made a diss track. Who was the diss track about?
The esteemed leader of the Ball clan, LeVar Ball.
I mean, honestly, can the world go 1 week? No. Can the world go 2-3 days without mentioning this guy? Like, first of all, I don't even know what happened for Shaq to even. I mean, I feel like this kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and he maybe he was having a few many to drink that night, and he went in the box. He laid the track, and he sent it, and he released it by way of TMZ.
Which, that's the way to do it nowadays, I guess.
Right, I guess. I don't even know, man. But he actually, he took a beat from the Jay-Z's Blueprint album.
Okay.
Right. So I guess he was trying to channel Hove's energy or something. I don't know what the hell. But apparently in the diss track, he took several shots at LeVar Ball's basketball career. He said he spent most of his time riding pine.
It's a fair
I think so.
estimate. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and he took a couple shots at the Baller brand, of course, and this is the one time I might agree with LeVar Ball and his response.
What was his response?
They still doing diss tracks. I thought that was kind of funny.
I thought Shaq stopped doing the diss tracks after he asked Kobe how his ass tastes.
Woo! You know what, man? Shaq is forever on my bad side because of this Kobe beef.
Yeah.
You know how much I love Kobe.
Did you hear them on their Shaq has a podcast.
Oh, okay.
Sometime last year or so, Kobe was on the show, and they said it was never as heated as the media made it out to be and everything. So apparently they're on good terms now.
Yeah. I heard that too. So, I mean, how long did that take? Christ almighty.
Yeah.
They both almost 40 now. Well, Shaq is 40.
Shaq is. Yeah, Shaq's got to be 46, 47,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. And another reason why your ass need to not be in the booth. If your name ain't Jay-Z, I don't want to see your 50-year-old ass in the booth. Oh, man. Right. Shots fired. That's what we do. Let's talk a little WNBA. Let's give them a little bit of love. Recently we had a triple-double go down. And I kind of want to I'm going to give y'all a brief little background about this infamous 6th triple-double. Okay, and first of all, it's only happened. This is the 6th time that it has happened. And the WNBA has been around for
close to 20 years.
20 years, yeah, almost 20 years. So there's a guard from the Atlanta Dream by the name of Lashia Clarendon who played the game, and she scored at the end of the game. It was said that she scored 15 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. So they gave Shorty the credit of having the 6th triple-double. She was pumped. She went to bed that night with a big old smile on her face. Woke up the next morning, and it was all taken away from her.
Yep. I was just reading about that.
Right. 2 of her assists were taken away due to stat error. Now that has got to be some hurting, so, alright, 6 times in 20 years. Okay, so this shit is like a comet, a meteor shower or something. You know what I mean?
Haley's comet.
To think that you did this big accomplishment and then wake up the next day and have it all taken from you because of some stat kid. I would have to choke that person out. I'm serious, no doubt. And so they took it away from her. 2-3 days later, Candace Parker comes along and plays this magnificent game against San Antonio Stars. Yeah. Yep. LA Sparks against the San Antonio Stars. And her triple-double line was pretty solid. She had 11 points, 17 rebounds, and 11 assists. So she officially became the 6th woman to accomplish this in the history of the WNBA. So shout out to Candace Parker. about that.
And just to exemplify how rare this is, there was a 9-year drought from 2005 to 2014 between number 4 and number 5 triple-double in the WNBA. I mean, it's amazing.
And got me to thinking, why aren't there more triple-doubles in the WNBA? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would think, I mean, like, 6 times, that's kind of low for real. Like,
I mean, their games are lower scoring, and their stats are typically lower scoring, but yeah, 6 just seems ridiculously low.
Yeah.
They've got to have more.
Yeah. And I think women's basketball is more of a team game. You know, oh, there goes the music. Alright, check it out, y'all. We're going to continue this WNBA triple-double talk when we come back. And we also going to get into a little bit of football. So y'all don't go nowhere. Just a bit outside.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I got drunk one night. This is the night that I put my head through the window and everything. No.
Why would you do that?
Now, I was sitting on the floor.
All these stories always involve alcohol.
They do. I was sitting on the floor, and my drink of choice back then was vodka and orange juice. Ooh, it's still my drink of choice, but I don't drink it as much.
I was a 151 kid, straight up.
I love vodka, especially when it was
that rubbing alcohol.
You know.
What brand?
I love back then. I was hooked on Absolute.
That was the best at the time.
And Pinnacle was like number 2 and stuff like that.
Because they didn't have what's the new one that came out? Yeah, what was the new one?
Ciroc, vodka, and
no, the other one. Who is real smooth? New Amsterdam. New Amsterdam came out, and it was so...
And Grey Goose. Grey Goose was out at that time, too.
See, I didn't drink... I told you, 151. That was my...
Yeah, Grey Goose vodka was one of the ones, because I loved the bottle. Because
you can light it on fire.
The bottle was hot. It was that shaded, that shaved glass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, I was sitting on the floor, and we was talking about something. I don't even remember what we were talking about. All I know is I was bust out laughing. Ching, ling, 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 ling. Glass everywhere. I wouldn't cut it all, though. I had to go.
Because you had your bun.
Actually, I didn't. I ain't have any hair back then.
Oop.
I don't remember. I don't think I did.
And you ain't cut your hair?
Nope. I was just fine. I was like, oh, your glass broke, and it was winter, dead of winter.
Check more of these funny moments out when you tune into BeExposedRadio.com.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the Writer.
Hip Hop King, check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
Coming to y'all soon.
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
This is the reality
of
the world that we're living in. A lot of young people don't have the information that is necessary to have healthy lives. And a lot of the organizations that are geared towards young people don't have individuals that are going to be as honest as this gentleman.
One of the issues that I have with this quote-unquote Christian nation that we live in is that
just the Christians
religion allows you to live in denial, but the world does not live in denial. So who are you helping with your? All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm about to do something.
The reason I shrink that or take that away because it's people who are not religious. It's people who they're not giving their young people, or they don't have a person that could be that honest with them. I mean, we all have that. I know I had a mother like that.
There are
rather than
and it's just and it's been recently because I've recently had more interaction with teen mothers than I have in my whole life. I wasn't my mother wasn't a teen mother. Her mother was. She made sure none of her daughters were. So it was, you know.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Just a Bit Outside on BeExposedRadio.com. We thank you for joining us each and every Monday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever you want to watch it on demand. We're always on YouTube and Facebook. Listen to us live on YouTube, on Facebook, the TuneIn app, and the Radio Loyalty app. All kinds of different ways you can listen to us each and every week. If you want to give us a call, we're more than happy to hear from you. 410-702-5657. That's where we are.
All right. Thank you, Mark. And when we left off, we were talking about the WNBA and Candace Parker's 6th triple-double. And I kind of want to continue that a little bit. And we were discussing why it's like the triple-double is like the unicorn of the WNBA. And we kind of just started getting into that. And I think you mentioned the length of the basketball games itself, or were you talking about the length of the season?
I think it's all of it. Definitely the games are a little bit shorter than an NBA game.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some asshats out there that say, "Oh, women aren't as good as men."
Right.
Right. But yeah, it boggles the mind that there's only 6 triple doubles in WNBA history.
Yeah, I believe the women's games. What are they like? 4 10-minute quarters.
I think so.
I believe. Yeah, so they play a total of 40 minutes, whereas the men play 48 minutes, and the actual season in itself is a lot shorter than the men's game season. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there would be less triple doubles. You know what I'm saying? Just because they play less games, I mean, they still have the talent. But this is the one thing that I actually think the WNBA one-ups the NBA on, and that's the concept of the team game.
Yes.
Okay, and I think this is the real reason why there aren't as many triple doubles. I mean, come on, we just went through an NBA season that was riddled with triple doubles off of the strength of one person, right?
More than one person, even. I mean, for a while there, James Harden was averaging the triple-double, so...
Well, I'm just saying, one person on the team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, right, one person...
Everyone's concentrated on a big three, and there's always the nucleus, that one person in charge of the big three. It's,
right.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Right, we had that one rare triple-double that it was like a defensive...
Yeah.
God, who was that? Zach Randolph? It was somebody on Memphis.
I can't remember.
We talked about it,
but it was
though.
like rebounds, steals, and assists.
Yeah, it was just like a defensive. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I mean, we were talking about we spent the whole NBA season talking about James Harden and Russell Westbrook, and they made the triple-double look easy. But that was two teams it was clearly like a solo man mission.
Yep.
And then also another aspect of the WNBA, where they won up the NBA, I also think I think they play more defense and better defense.
Oh, definitely. Look at the scores in the NBA this last season. 120, 130.
Right.
Always blowouts. It was ridiculous. There's no defense in the NBA anymore.
Agreed. So, yeah, that was just something cool that I was just thinking about. Like, man, I mean, you sounded pretty surprised too. Like, I mean, only 6.
Oh yeah.
Right. But yo, shout out to the WNBA. Like, I'm giving their props. Like, keep up with the good team ball and keep everything going. And the league is going to continue to expand. Like, I mean, I'm really been impressed with the WNBA over the past 2 seasons. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Oh, definitely.
Have we heard anything else about Della Dawn? I haven't.
No.
And her injury?
Nope. Her or Brittany Griner, haven't heard. Griner was looking closer to returning if she hasn't already. But yeah, I haven't heard anything on Della Dawn.
That's going to impact the Mystics, because they about to get into the. They should be getting the postseason pretty soon.
I think so.
Yeah. Woo, Della Dawn, come back. Mystics need you. All right, so what else we got going on? The Ravens. Let's just jump into football a little bit.
Okay.
The Ravens, they were out at the
Annapolis.
Yep, at the Navy Stadium. Did you see anything about that?
I did not. I was surprised. Like, I'll in the morning getting ready for work, I always had the news on, and I didn't see anything about it.
Yeah. I saw a little bit about it over the weekend. They had pretty decent attendance. Gosh, I can't even remember who I was watching at the time. Who's our back? Oh, that guy. Oh my God. And you know what? I still don't even know this guy's name. Do we still have him?
Oh, the arena guy?
The arena league guy.
He got cut.
Oh, shit.
When they signed another quarterback, they cut him.
So who's our new quarterback?
I don't know.
Oh my God, we just fucking suck, man. We don't even know.
Well, I think it's going to be a revolving door of possible backups until we know what's going on with Flacco.
Okay, and we haven't gotten any updates on his return.
They're keeping it, close to the vest.
Right, and to me, when they act like that, it might be a little bit something bigger than what they letting on.
They are downplaying it and saying it's not that serious.
But, right.
There's no timetable. I think one of them said he might not play the preseason at all, which that makes me nervous.
That's an upgrade. I thought he was going
to. They were being cautious. But, I mean, there's nothing official yet. I don't know.
Wow.
And, of course, the first preseason game is this Thursday against the Redskins.
Yes, this Thursday. And that's 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
We were talking about that right before the show.
WBAL. Yeah, NBC.
WBAL, what's that, 11? Channel 11?
I think so,
yeah. Okay, that's the music. You know what that means. You guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to have our guest. We are so excited. Tavon. He's going to be in the building. He's going to chop it up with us. So don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside. Monday night. Monday night fight.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K, check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
Coming to y'all soon.
Check out this flashback from the Artist Exchange Radio Show. I'll let you speak on it. You know it better than I do.
All right, thank you, Nate. So, Thank you. So, all right, so the Say It Loud Film Festival is happening on April 16th, which is next Saturday from noon to 10 p.m. at nighttime. And we have partnered up with the No Boundaries Coalition. So I got to tell you the address real quick. It's 1947 Pennsylvania Avenue, which is where the Jubilee Arts Center is located. So we've partnered up with the No Boundaries Coalition, and the No Boundaries Coalition hosts an annual block party right there where we're going to be having the film festival. And this is the 9th annual Boundary Block Party, and they are providing shuttle buses to take people to the voting booths because the Maryland primaries open on that same April 16th date that we're having the film festival and the block party. So we're going to be partnering up and promoting each other, and there's going to be these shuttle buses taking people to the voting booths to go vote, and we're going to have live music, live poetry, live dancing from a local high school, and then films start at 7 p.m. at nighttime. So that's basically what's going on for the Say It Loud Film Festival in West Baltimore.
Tune into the Artist Exchange every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show. So, since we're talking about the book, can you give people a synopsis of what the book is and what's the name of the book again, and then what it's about?
The name of the book is From Trial to Afflictions, more than one, because there were more than one afflictions.
Yes.
The book is talking about, actually, it's my life story. And I have to add in there that when that prophet told me, he said, tell your story, write the story. He said, and God said, tell your addiction. Now, see, I'm not going to tell the addiction because you have to get the book to read it.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside on Be Exposed Radio. We were talking a little NFL before we left, and now we have someone who has played in the NFL.
Yeah.
Tavon Mason, founder of Tavon Mason Loves the Kids Foundation.
Yep.
Noted author, and all-around good guy from everything I hear.
I appreciate that one.
Jack of all trades in the building, man. Yes.
Glad to be here. Thank y'all.
Right. We always, we like to accommodate our guests, and we always ask them what their beverage of choice is. And we've gotten a lot of different kind of responses. This is like one of my favorite things about having an interview. And tonight, we royal. We are kings and queens.
Right.
So let's toast it up.
Right.
Here's to a good interview.
There
Cheers.
It is.
All right, you want to kick off the first question, Mark?
Absolutely. Great to have you here. We definitely appreciate you coming in.
Oh, yeah. Not a problem at all. As soon as she hit me up, she sent me the email. I responded right away, like, sure, I'll be there. Let me know the details. I'll make sure I'm free. And here we are, Monday night.
Great. We alluded that you have, like, hands in all kinds of pots.
Yep.
But going back to earlier in your career, undrafted free agent out of Virginia, was it? UVA.
Wahoo wah.
Right.
Can you walk us what that process is like of being an undrafted free agent trying to find a team?
Yeah, I mean, even before that, just, prepping your mind for what you want to go through, of having tons of scouts come in and measure every point of your body, from height to weight, arm span, everything. They do everything to a T. So, you have in my pro day, we had about 20 some reps from teams come down, and just how they watching you. They got the clipboard checking off, and pull ups, this that. That in itself is, to me, was more nerve wracking than even.
I was just about to ask.
Waiting for a call to team,
Is
waiting for a team to call. Yeah, waiting for a team to call wasn't nerve wracking. It was just you anxious. Like, are they gonna pick me up? Are they gonna pick me up? I think the thing that would have helped me out even more was having a true mentor to let me know that if you don't get drafted, that's not the end of the day. They still call after the draft.
Absolutely.
And didn't know that. You know what I mean? And this one, I still kicked myself in the butt. I actually missed the call from the Philadelphia Eagles that year.
Oh, wow.
Right. And they were at my pro day, and I caught passes for them. And they called. And my thinking was it was family members or people calling, oh, don't worry about it, Tavon. You got this, Tay. Somebody going to call. I didn't feel like hearing that. When you have like a decent 4 years at a school, and kind of like when everybody's looking on you, one of my plays from college was on Chris Berman's top 10 plays, my kick return against Georgia Tech. It was a 100-yard kick return. That was on top 10 plays, and a lot of stuff that you're doing. And it was a perfect setup if I got that call from the Eagles, because Mitchell just retired. He had just retired, and they didn't have a kick returner, and that's what I wanted to go in as, mainly to start off as a kick returner, and then kind of like Steve Smith, graduate over to being a wide receiver. So, but it still was excellent, to find out that I was invited up to the Jets camp and to go up there in New York. So, kind of getting that weight off my shoulders was good. I called my dad because my family had left. Called my dad, called him on the phone. So that kind of got him and my mom and everybody up in spirits, because they were sad for me as well. But that kind of like rejuvenated and jump started the whole thing up again.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. So at that point, like when you're having your pro day and everything, have you been contacted by an agent or any kind of representation?
Yeah, you get contacted by agents, and I decided to go ahead and go. And that's like the thing. And I don't knock all agents, but you do have some that are not in it to help everybody. Because I was a free agent, So you have some agents that might have top prospects, and somebody like me that's kind of low on the totem pole, they don't want to really put that work in. And that was kind of like my thing once I got into Jets camp and then made it past mini camp, and I'm competing with Wayne Corbett, Santana Moss, Lavernius Coles, Kevin Swain, so some big name guys at wide receiver, and got the respect from a lot of those guys, from what I could do on the field. My agent at that time just didn't want to put in the time to push somebody like me, and when you start to see that, that does hurt you. And I see it with a lot of young guys, that's why I tell a lot of young guys, if they ask me, just do all your research on every agent that comes your way. Just don't take the first agent just because they say they're an agent. You know what I mean? Just do your research, do your homework, have somebody else double check what you research, because you never know if they would be willing to put that time in for you.
Oh yeah.
Do you do a lot of mentoring for the football players? And like what age group? Is it like all ages or?
Yep, I do all ages. Whoever asks, and that's the biggest thing with me when I do go do and speak, and I tell them, and I'm like an open book. I tell them, hey, this is my Facebook page. You send me a message within 24 to 48 hours, I will answer it myself. But the thing is, and it's kind of tough with our newer generation. A lot of them they don't want to ask. I don't know what it is, but they don't want to ask. And I always tell them I'd die to have somebody when I was younger to be able to have somebody say, well, reach out to me, whatever questions you have, no matter what, that's been through the process. So a lot of them don't ask. Some will ask, but a lot of them don't ask. And I don't mind. I mentor. I tell them some things to look out for. I had a couple of friends years ago when it was their time for their sons to get ready for college. They would ask me questions, and I would tell them, this is what they're going to ask. And they come back, Mason, you was right. They asked this, that. I'm telling you, so, me, like I said, I'm an open book. I'm not going to hide anything. I'm coaching and I'm done. So if I can help, your kid, your player get to that next level by just giving them some word of advice, I have no problem with doing it. But they have to open their mouth. That's the biggest thing. And it helps with starting now, because if this is what you want, you got to ask, so. You
got to humble yourself.
Yeah. You got to humble yourself, and you got to be willing to to ask, because you're not gonna know. You know, like I said, I didn't have that when I was coming out. You know, nobody really like guided me. Like, well, look for this, look for that. You might expect this. You know, so I don't mind giving that out. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, you wrote a book,
Yep.
children's book. So, tell us about how a hard-hitting football player starts to write books for children.
Right.
Like, was there some life-changing experience, or?
You know, it's funny. I actually wrote 2 books.
Oh.
Okay.
This is my first children's book. I also had one as an e-book that I wrote as a family book, for a family health book, to start getting families together to promote being healthy, promote getting out, doing walks.
What's the name of that book? Tell
it was
our
called
listeners.
It was called Former New York Jet wide receiver Tavon Mason's 60-a-day promise, a guide to a healthier lifestyle and family. So I wrote it based off of what the mission of the foundation was: promote kids being active and being healthy. My co-founder, Melissa Brown, shout out to Melissa. One day we did a sports fit day in 2012 at one of the local elementary schools, Matthew Henson, and you know, she told me, like, this is great, but what do you want to do when they go home? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, we're giving them information now, but they still have to go home to where they probably eating, you know, not so healthy. They probably just sitting there playing their video games. So that's when we came up with the idea to do our own health expo. We did it at my high school, at Woodlawn High School. So that book kind of came from that, and some of the issues I had in my family, as far as health-wise, heart issues, high blood pressure. So I made this ebook to show our elderly people age doesn't mean nothing to be old. You can still work out. You know what I mean? I had some examples of people who are like in their 50s, 60s that are still training. The same way with our young kids, you know what I mean? Start early, but then I did it as a family where, you know, you can pick simple stuff, you know what I mean, to start getting motivated to work out. The children book, which has been a fun process, I met Ashley through Instagram, and I signed on for her independent company, and we just started chatting, and she just say, have you ever wrote a children's book? And I was like, yeah. I actually have. I wrote one. I sat at a computer one day, and in 2 days I wrote one.
Wow.
A children's book, and it's more for, like, I would say for like 3rd grade and lower. And I wrote it, and I used my daughter Kaya's name, and I wrote it, and I sent it to her. And she's like, oh, this is great. This is awesome. We want to do this. We want to do this. And saying, but I'm thinking that we should do one based off of you because of your background. Everybody will gravitate to it. And she wanted to put a character that a lot of the kids in the African American community can identify with. So we're like, let's make one Tavon does it all. And I was like, all right, I never thought about that. And we came up with it. And the process is crazy. Like seeing from she writing stuff, and then I look at it, I would change stuff, edit stuff, put my thoughts in, to the process of doing the illustration to start with stick figures, and they come out to what you see now if you pull up the book cover. It just was like crazy and amazing. And I mean, I think with me, I always had that kid side. Like even with my sports fit days, with my readings, I'm up, moving, jumping around, I'm laughing, I'm joking all the time. So to be able to put what I do through the foundation into a children's book, to make it halfway true and then halfway fixed, you know what I mean, imaginative for the kids to just have fun with it was just awesome. So to see it come to life, like I told her, I sent her a message when she sent me the proof, like, man, you gonna have me crying in this joint. Because you never expect that. You don't just think, okay, I'm gonna write a children's book today. You know, you don't think that unless, you know, from the beginning of time, I want to write. No, I didn't want to write. I went to school because I know I had to go to school in order to play football. And I did what I was supposed to do. I don't like writing. And then, bam, it just came out, you know, and became a published children's book author.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
From the initial vision of the book, were you self-published or did you go through a publisher?
We did self-publishing. Even though she created an independent company, we still did self-publishing. We went through Creative Space and made the book. So right now, you know, we've been like this pounding the pavement with pitching it to like some agencies to try to make it go nationally, see if they can pick it up and make it go nationally. So we definitely did it independent, and it got some good traction, you know, starting off. Got some good traction in 2015, 2016 starting off, and I was able to be one of the celebrity guest readers. I think it was last year was I want to say fourth 4th or 5th annual African American Children's Book Festival down at the Reginald F. Lewis Museum, which was pretty cool. Yeah, so that was pretty cool to be able to go there and read, and had a like a packed house. I was on the 3rd floor of the museum and was reading to the kids and the parents. So yeah, that was awesome. Yeah. Yep.
So tell us a little bit more about your foundation.
The Tavon Mason Love the Kids Foundation started 2011. It started by me visiting Mount Washington Pediatric Hospital. Then I did a mini sports fit day at one of Gilman's camps. And from there, I just kept rolling and trying to think of, like, what to name this thing, I know what I want to do, but what to name this thing. And then 2012 came up with the name of it, Tavon Mason Love the Kids Foundation. And we started originally with the whole obesity thing around that time of promoting kids being active and healthy. So that inspired us to do the sports fit days, going into elementary schools, taking over, like, the whole entire school, to eventually rotating over to we doing a slipper drive, doing my reading tours. We also collect healthy snacks for Camp St. Vincent de Paul, which is a camp through St. Vincent de Paul that cater to children that live in group homes or live in shelters, anything like that, and they actually bring them in free. So what me and my team do, we put out there, and a lot of people has been so gracious to donate to us healthy snacks, and we go take them to the camp and we just give them to them, so they can have it throughout the whole summer. To doing this gonna be our 2nd year doing a winter coat and toiletries drive for the West Side Men's Shelter in Catonsville, and we take them there. And a great friend that I met by training her son, Kate Sharp, had donated, had made chili. So we went to the men's shelter in last December. We had coats, toiletries. We had like a whole spread for them. We sat there and watched the Eagles-Ravens game. So just doing that type of stuff, and is. Because a lot of times with being a former athlete, and some of them do, I'm not going to lie, some of them have this ego, like they can't get out there with the people unless it's something that has to be filmed, it got to be documented, it have all these big PR people. So I wanted to have it to where, like I'd like to say touchable, as far as you can come talk to me on the street and you don't have to worry about, well, is he going to yell at me or is he going to just like, no, I can't talk to you right now. It has been times where, like, Melissa would have to actually keep saying, like, well, Tavon, we got to go to the next thing. And I'm still, like, talking to everybody after person, and she's like, all right, we got to go. So, I wanted it to be that way because kids going to look up to me because I'm a former athlete, but at the same time, you can kill that by coming off a certain way, and I don't want to be that way. I don't like that.
Okay. All right.
Speaking of the foundation, where can we get the shirt?
Oh, we got that on the works. I'm working with my t-shirt guy. Got the logo's been cleaned up, so probably like this December, we're gonna have the shirts for sale. So it's gonna be on our website, TavonMasonLoveTheKids.org. So stay tuned.
Alright, speaking of staying tuned, y'all don't go anywhere. We're gonna chop it up a little bit more with Tavon. Just a bit outside. Mark, Kescia, don't go nowhere.
Hey.
Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to get yourself noticed? Well then, why not sponsor us? There are lots of different options to choose from commercial spots and on-air shoutouts to interviews and even putting your logo on our website. Don't miss these great opportunities to get noticed. Check out our sponsorship packages on our Facebook page or on our website, BeExposedRadio.com.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. In the building, we have live Mr. Michael Ryder. There we go. And Mr. Steve Yarn. They're doing a partnership based on, what was it again? The stories of the Vulcan Blazers. An awesome production that they have coming up. And now the name of it will be called Baltimore Heat. There we go. They were telling us a little bit about, they're in the pre-production phase of developing this Baltimore-based production. It seems like a really awesome idea, and I always love for more artistic events to come here, and because it's more of an event because you guys are going to actually use Baltimore as your complete backdrop of the city, and that's very awesome to hear.
Yeah, we want people to fall in love with this project through the visions and the tales we're going to tell about these firefighters, but also we want them to fall in love with the city of Baltimore. Just like they did with Miami Vice and Chicago Fire and NYPD Blue and
Sex in the City.
Sex in the City and all these other places that have the city as a star as much as the artists and the actors are.
And
that's
Baltimore
what
has for many years have been the backdrops of many movies. I could think of a few Whoopi Goldberg movies, Sleepless in Seattle. A lot of these movies that have always used Baltimore as a scene. Not to mention The Wire and Homicide and countless other movies, House of Cards. All these movies and television shows have always used it, but it was never really about Baltimore. They always included Baltimore in the story or the backdrops or certain historical scenery,
things they absolutely needed to say.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so we still have Tavon here with us. We are having a good time. We're gonna bring it back to football a little bit.
Yeah.
Tavon just talked about him being an author, him, doing the kids' books, the foundation, and then now we're gonna get a little inside. We're gonna go inside the realm of football. So tell us what you have going on as far as football is concerned.
I'm about to get ready to start up my fourth season at Stevenson University as a part-time coach, coaching the cornerbacks.
Okay.
So it was pretty awesome to after my third season at coaching at Woodlawn High School, my high school, I wanted to see where else I could go with it. I had the experience, had the background, let me see what else I can do. So I went online and just submitted a resume, and they brought me in and said, we're looking for like a part-time guy, someone that works during the day and can come in and part-time. Like, hey, that works for me, and I work with the school system, so get off at 2:15, 2:20, and can make over for practice. And that started in 2014, and here we are, 2017, get ready to start my fourth season.
Nice.
We won a championship last year, and for a lot of people that don't know, whoever's listening, Stevenson has been in league play for, I want to say, like 6 or 7 seasons.
Really?
And out of the 7, I've been there 4. It's going on my 4th, so 3 total. And each year we had 2 bowl victories, and then we had a championship.
Nice.
I didn't even think about to bring my ring in, but we have a championship.
Oh, so. Well, you got to come back and bring some of those guys.
Definitely gonna come back.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's pretty awesome, to be able to coach on the college level and just keep building that resume up. My hopes is to see what happens next. Whether it could be a full-time or not, but just keep, like you said, just have my hands in everything. I still love the game, enough to coach it or even pass some of the knowledge on that I have to, anybody that's willing to listen and learn. Yeah.
Well, it looks like you definitely have some fans that are watching right now.
Okay.
Luke Sinkler.
Oh, yeah, my man Luke.
Yeah, he said, Tavon, what's up, Luke?
What's up, Luke? How you doing, man?
What's going on, Luke? What's going on? Hey, I'm
right
glad
there.
you're watching, man. That's what's up. Other than Stevenson University, do you have any other football projects?
I got some things that are going to come in the spring. I can't really spill them out yet, but I definitely, when it comes around, once I finish hashing them out, definitely would love for you guys to be a part of that, even come out to it if y'all can get to the point of recording live from the area. It's going to be pretty nice. I've been in talks with somebody on putting something together for the spring. But one thing I want to add, other than coaching at Stevenson and Woodlawn High, and this goes out to all my girls and my young girls and young ladies. Hopefully my buddy, I call her G Money, Gina Nolan is listening in and watching the live. I coached a professional women's team before.
Really?
Yes. the Baltimore Nighthawks in 2011, 2012, and I was the assistant offensive coordinator, wide receiver coach, and special teams coordinator. And G Money, Gina was one of my receivers, and I want to say shout out to her because her team, the DC Trilogy, won a national championship last week.
Did they?
So I love to put that plug in because it was funny. The reading I had today, one of the girls came up to me, and it was like a great question. How come we don't see women playing on TV playing football? And it was like a perfect question, and I explained to her that I don't think the men, because it is the men in the world have put their hands around that yet. And this is an awesome game. Cause I got to coach them. These ladies knew everything. You can tell them, well, you got to pull this way, or if I pull that way and I come around the edge, should I get the first thing that shows off the edge? So when you have, young ladies that are like tuned in to this game, and it was awesome, just to see them play it. And we actually made it to Montreal to the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
So to all my young ladies out there, if this is something that y'all want to do, please look up the women's league, and also that coach that had coached the Arizona Cardinals last year. I talked back and forth with her on Twitter, and she's going around. She's still coaching. I forgot her name. I think it's Dr. Jen. I forgot her last name, but she coached the linebackers during training camp last year for the Cardinals. And she always posting stuff on LinkedIn and on Twitter of her in the huddle with the other ladies. So my ladies, it's out there for y'all. You know what I mean? The game of football. So yeah, that's been from coaching Woodlawn High School, with the women's league, and now here at Stevenson. And I'll do track also as a track coach as well.
Wow.
Yes,
I actually have a friend that used to play in the Nighthawks.
Okay.
I think she was there before you were there.
Okay.
She played defensive line, and she's looking to actually get back into it.
Okay.
And I think they have a tryout coming up like the August 26th or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's out there. So my ladies, it's out there for you.
I'm going to try out.
Yeah.
Wow. Running back?
Hey, y'all, don't go anywhere. Tavon agreed to stay a little bit longer, so we're going to chop it up some more just a bit outside. It's Monday night, yo.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor and listen to this hilarious flashback on Charm City Direct Radio Show.
You know me. I eat like this all the time. Do I gain any weight? No, at all. You can have my belly, right? I'm giving away body parts. Somebody said they need a butt. Somebody said they need
I can use a little extra tissue there.
I can pop it. Right now.
He out here giving out butt cheek donations.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, the magical glow getter herself, Anissa Maureen, co-host of the Charm City Direct Radio Show. Catch me and the rest of my team every Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Marnie, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Be Exposed Radio.
Definitely not taking responsibility for other people's emotions and things that's going on, and owning up to who you are. I know that's what you were finishing on, so you can speak more on that, sister.
Yeah, just making sure, because at the end of the day, what happens to us, especially women, we're nurturers. So by life, we tend to want to, I call men projects, like fix-me-uppers, people that come with issues. And for some reason, people, we all have issues, but people who want you to help them through their issues, So we take on projects because we get to the point to where we're like, okay, I just want to have somebody as opposed to the quality of the person that you're getting. And then we start to own all of their issues, and we start to feel bad because things are not progressing the way that we want it to, and that's not fair to us. So we can't own somebody else's stuff. If somebody's not ready when you meet them, that's not your fault. That's theirs. It's their loss. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, what's up? It's the man you all know and love, E. Digger, the host of the Charm City Direct Radio Show. Make sure you catch me and my crew every Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
So now we are in reactive mode. With our young people, we don't spend enough time working with them, preparing them, inspiring them, mentoring them. And so now we're faced with a generation that's like, I'm going to do my own thing.
Right.
I have no respect for you. Because what have we done to help them except to say that, like I was telling the HL7, that, you know, I get highly upset when adults forget that they were ever young. And the first thing they say is young people are up to no good. You know, well, you're not helping them. What are you doing to inspire them? Right. So to me, that's reactive, because now that they're in the street cutting up, now you like, oh, we need to do something with our children, or we need to start schools earlier so we can get them off the street, or we need to do this. To me, that's reactive.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Mike, Tavon is jamming to your stuff, man.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, let's mention DJ Delight. Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Welcome back. Just a bit outside. Be Exposed Radio. Orioles aren't playing until 10 o'clock tonight because they're out there in LA against the Angels. But the Nationals are playing. They're in Miami. Actually, they're in DC playing the Miami Marlins 2-2, tied up in the 6th. But like you were saying, DJ Delight, he supplies our music. There's all kinds of just great stuff. But that's that tune that when we're going out to commercial, man, I was just like pumping that in my car and pumping it at work, and I'm like, we got to get that on the show.
Right? Ain't nothing like a good beat.
Yeah, we love music here, just to get outside. So we are back here with Tavon, and we're gonna play a little game. And since Tavon is involved with children's books and he likes to read to the kids, we are going to play a little bit of Name That Dr. Seuss Book. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a quote from a Dr. Seuss book, and Tavon is going to have to guess. And if you like, you can use, I'm going to put you on the spot. Yep, you can use Mark as a lifeline, because he doesn't even know what this.
My kid's 8. It's been a while since I read Dr. Seuss.
Okay, so here we go. First one. He should not be here, said the fish in the pot. He should not be here when your mother is not.
It's Cat in the Hat. I love that movie.
Cat in the Hat. Where's our bill? Where's our bill, boy? All right.
I love that movie. That was my daughter, my youngest daughter, like favorite movie.
Really?
Yeah, she actually named one of her cats after him, because you remember in the movie when he said Cat in the Hat is Sha Po in French.
Oh,
so she said Sha Boo. So she thought that's what he said. So
that's the name of the cat.
And I had to watch that movie like over and over and over and over.
Times.
Yeah, too many damn times. Yeah.
Especially at the age where they like watch it 4 times the same day.
Yeah, and get mad if you cut it off or you're not paying attention to it.
All right. So here's the next one. I will not eat them in a house. I will not eat them with a mouse. I will not eat them in a box. I will not eat them with a fox.
Green eggs and ham. That's my second favorite.
He is killing it. I feel like I should have made these harder.
Something says you're just, gearing up for the serious
stuff. Yeah. They're going to gradually get a little bit harder. This one might be a little bit harder. Okay, here we go. My shoe is off. My foot is cold. I have a bird I like to hold.
I know that one.
Which one?
Hop on Pop.
Oh, that is actually one fish. Yeah, thank you. That's actually one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Okay, so he's 2 out of 3.
Okay.
He's still batting 667.
Right,
so he's doing
I'm about to
real
straighten
good.
this out though.
Yeah, he's still real good. Okay, next one. Mr. Brown, Mrs. Brown, Mr. Brown, upside down. Pup up, Brown down. Pup is down. Where is Brown?
Hop on pop.
Now you got it. That's hop on pop.
Mark, can't give me my ching ching right there. Can you give me my ching ching? No. There you go. There you go.
And when I was looking up these quotes and whatnot, I'm looking at this, I'm like, this ain't too far from today's rap lyrics, man. Seriously. Okay, here's our last question, and I think this is the hardest. Here we go. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. An elephant's faithful 100%.
That's my man Horton.
Horton, here's a hoop.
Horton.
All right.
That's my
Hey.
That lazy bird left him the egg. It flew away.
Hey, man, 4 out of 5. Well done. Well done.
I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Take that one.
Let's get back into the realm of football.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Well, did you want to do Fave 5 first, or?
Oh my God! How could I forget? Go for it, Mark. Go.
All right. So we like to ask our guests what 5 artists they have in rotation currently, what they're listening to.
Yes.
So what you got?
Man, I got. I've been really like bumping the Meek Mills.
Okay.
The new Meek Mills wins and losses. I go back and forth with my man Kendrick.
Yeah.
I'm like like mix, so I make like mixed groups. But it gotta be between your T.I.s, your Drakes, your Jay-Z's, J. Cole. I went to my wife and I went to see Chance the Rapper recently. Nice. So he's been enrolling in there because I like that motivation he got. Because same way when I go speaking, it's the motivation. And then I always got to have my old school, my favorite. But see, the crazy thing, my favorite entertainer, I know a lot of people pick like Michael Jackson. My favorite entertainer, James Brown.
Okay.
Favorite. That's my man right there.
Right.
Big payback. That's my man, James Brown. So, and I always keep Isley Brothers, Summer Breeze in the road deck, in the rotation. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Nice. And that's his fave 5.
Yeah. That's how I roll it.
8.
right.
It's just a genre now.
Right. Yeah. Just a little combo meal.
All right, guys. Well, let's talk some football, NFL. Let's talk about the NFC East, you guys. Mm-hmm. And as promised last week, we would give our predictions for who would be the king of the NFC East. Mm-hmm. So I guess we could do like a little round robin. You want to start things off?
Sure.
Go for it.
I think it goes without saying. I would be shocked if not all of us agree. Best record in the NFC last year, Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, they had just phenomenal rookie seasons. Excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, it's hard to go against, to me, the hottest quarterback, running back combo. Mm-hmm.
It was serious. It's just that hump. Cowboys, I don't care who's back there since, the Aikman and Smith and Irvin era kind of passed. They just can't get over that hump. I still don't think they have a strong defense like they had in the 90s. So, and that's what's kind of holding them back a little bit, because that playoff game to let, and I know Aaron Rodgers is bad, but no one's that good to allow them to run down the field on you, and you just got to just control the game to win it. And next thing you know, you're moving on to the next round. But they just, that hump, they just stuck right there at the top of the hill, and they roll back down. I got them coming out the east. I don't see them going all the way though.
And it's funny that you talk about their defense. To me, I won't agree with him. That's their biggest question mark.
Yep.
Did either one of you guys catch the game?
I did not.
No, I didn't get to
watch it. I watched very little because, Blaine Gabbert was out there looking like Kurt Warner, and I just had to cut it off. I know what I watching wasn't real. You know what I mean?
It's just a tease.
Yeah. While I was watching the broadcast, they made mention of Dallas in their defense, and gosh, I think, who was it? Who's the guy that talks like John Wayne? Chris Collinsworth.
Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah. he made mention to the fact that Dallas defense, they're dealing with a lot of suspensions.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, their defensive end, DeMonte Moore, suspended first 2 games. Randy Gregory, David Irving, Damian Wilson, and Nolan Carroll. So these are all defensive ends, linebackers, cornerbacks, and they're not going to be available for the good part of the beginning of the season. You know, and for your defense to be like one of your big question marks of your team, and then to have all of those players that are going to be missing, they might actually have to dig themselves out of a hole.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think that, you know, it's kind of possible. I mean, you know, the Giants have, you know, they made a couple of moves.
Yeah.
Redskins, you know, Eagles. I mean, we'll talk a little bit more about the Redskins. You laughed when I said the Redskins. That's messed
because to me, they always, like, fill a bag, and it's just something that's holding them back.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know what I mean? And I'm going to just go ahead and...
Who'd you say?
Snyder. Snyder. You know, and it just keeps holding them back and won't allow the people that you put in place to do what their job is, to coach or manage or whatever. And some stuff you got to cut that rope and let it be. And that's the thing I think that's holding the Redskins back.
How do you guys feel about Cousins?
I mean, to me, he proved himself. I mean, when RG3 went out, he came in.
Yes, he did.
He led the team a little better.
Yes, he
the
did.
The next year, a little bit more better. The next year, they went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they played a strong Green Bay team that they should have won. They just have one or two, you know, mini errors because they held Rodgers for a good part of that game. It just you can't make those certain mistakes, especially not in the playoffs. You can't do that when you get one and go home. But the Giants always a surprise team. You know what I mean? They always a surprise team because they was the only ones that beat the Cowboys, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they were the only ones to beat the Cowboys. So, you know what I mean? I agree with y'all. I do see the Cowboys coming out, but I see the Giants poking a little bit. But I don't see the Cowboys getting over that hump yet. I don't think it's that time yet because what I've noticed, when you get a talented quarterback or running back, and the point of being a coach and being in that position of coaching in the NFL, you scheme and you brain plan. So we saw what they did when the coach from Oregon was at the Eagles. He came in running. Chip Kelly was running. The next year, they caught on how to kind of like put them in a hole, and then when he went to San Fran, slowed them down the same way, you know, with Colin Kaepernick. His first 2 years, they couldn't do nothing because they didn't know where he was going to run a pass, and all of a sudden, they was able to box him in. So team scheme. So, you know, I mean, I'm definitely rooting for Dak and Ezekiel. Again, you know, I mean, we talk about their defense. What's going to happen with Elliott? Right? They don't know how they're going to handle that suspension. So, you know what I mean? It's just, the things that's going on. But people always, the coaches are always at a scheme and game plan on how to stop certain things. And they know they're going to want to pound that ball. So, what are they going to do? They're going to load the box, or what are they going to give Dak Prescott to mess him up a little bit? So, I'm definitely anxious to see how they game plan against the Cowboys today, because nobody was expecting that, you know what I mean, for him to come in and just gun him like that. Nobody did, you know. So definitely was happy for him. But yeah, it's going to be a tight. That division is always a tough, always to the last minute. That last game, either that Redskin Cowboy game or that Eagles Cowboy game or Giants. Somebody. It always comes down to that.
There's always like a Giants Cowboys Monday Night Football game that just it defines the division towards the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to talk a little bit more about the Giants. All right, so they have Odell Beckham Jr., who believes he should be the highest paid person in the NFL, and I guess he should feel that way in his own right. I mean, he is absolutely phenomenal. They've added Brandon Marshall. Okay, so you know, and I'm hearing good things about Sterling Shepard too, and how he's fitting in with the team.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So you know, you have these weapons, right? And you know, these guys are all very talented.
Right.
What I am waiting to see, and I think I'll be able to tell after the first 2-3 games, is Eli Manning going to be able to effectively manage an offense?
Right.
Could this be his last year? This is my question for the Giants. I mean, seriously, you know, I mean, he's had his rough patches.
Yeah.
And last season, if my memory serves me correctly, he threw hella interceptions.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, that's the biggest question with me. Can he, can he effectively manage the offense? I mean, he was responsible for 20 of the team's 27 takeaways.
Yep.
So, you know, I mean, they find a way to be relevant at the end of the at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And I think it's due to the fact of their division.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You know, I feel like Washington always starts off with a nice big head of steam, and then they just
that air, that
right.
pen.
What was that picture of Homer Simpson that be like in the internet when he's in front of the bushes?
Oh yeah, he slide back. Yeah,
yeah. That's how I feel like the Washington Redskins are. Yeah. And you know, also too, like with the Philadelphia Eagles, are you guys sold on Carson Wentz? Yeah.
I mean, I like him. I think with me, and I know like the ESPNs and the reporters, they have to do what they have to because they have to, for one, call their controversy, and also they got to pick somebody. But to me, giving somebody the keys to like the greatness, like after the first 2 seasons, I just don't think you should do that. You know what I mean? And they did that with Matt Ice, with Matty Ice down there. You know what I mean? Like first and second year, oh, he's the greatest. He's gonna be this. Same thing. He couldn't get over that hump. Finally got to the Super Bowl and they blew. But I think you gotta allow it to build before you say, well, this guy's the greatest. I can't wait to see what he does this year. I mean, he did great coming off the jump. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see what he do this year.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun division to watch.
And he added Torrey Smith.
Yeah,
to his arsenal.
We didn't get a chance to talk about that.
So,
but when we come back, we are going to talk Seahawks. Who else is in there? Cardinals,
49ers.
Other 2 teams aren't relevant.
Rams.
Yeah,
Rams. Other 2 teams aren't relevant. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the NFC West, you guys. Don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
Yeah.
Late 40s, early 50s. That's not uncommon. It's a lot of. I mean, I can give you examples like that.
But it's a good thing he's dead because she can actually move on. Like you can't move on. If he was alive, if he was alive and she found out she was having sex with her father for 15 years, you can't move on from that. Somebody's got to die.
You can't. It's gonna be hard.
Somebody's got to die.
So wait, that means he didn't know either, though.
Immediately, so I can stop vomiting because I don't have nothing else left to vomit. All my insides, all my skeleton.
He didn't know either. That's what would be the crazy part.
He wouldn't. He still doesn't know because he's dead. How does that game go? Marry, screw, kill? How does that work when it's your dad? Oh my gosh, we talk about stuff like this and more every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Talk Lately, the radio show. Only on BeExposedRadio.com and on YouTube live where you can see us.
This is Tyree Miles, also known as Mr. Miles the Writer on Instagram. Fly T Miles.
Hip Hop K, that's Hip Hop Kzar. Hip Hop K on IG, hip_hop_K.
Oh look, we coming here with this new show called It Is What It Is, where we come with views, y'all.
And it's coming on every Friday, 9 to 11. Check us out.
Make sure y'all get with us. We'll be talking about any and everything because it is what it is.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Joining us right now is Mr. Antonio Long. He was one of our first See Baltimore artists. That tour is actually under construction, and we're doing some revamping and making sure the foundation is solid.
Yes.
So we haven't forgotten about it. So December we kind of took a pause, and we'll be back up and running in January. My mind is Gone. Food. I need food. If you're in the downtown Baltimore area and you have a cheeseburger in your hand, definitely stop past the studio. Give me a call and let me know where you are, and I'll meet you wherever you are. But Antonio Long is joining us in the building. He's a singer, inspirational, not necessarily gospel, not necessarily R&B, but encompassed of both of them. Yeah. So let us know a little bit about who you are, what you do.
Singer, writer, recording artist, and I just like to make good music.
There we go.
From Baltimore.
So possibly we'll hear a little bit of it live if he's not afraid, because we throw people under the bus.
Yeah.
Talent-wise.
No doubt.
On this show. We got to see if you got the chops to sink or swim.
Okay.
We do it. We do it. We don't hold back here. We don't hold back here. But we'll definitely try to hear from him a couple more segments. So let us know about your music. So do you have an EP coming out, or is it one in the making?
I just released the EP, actually, October 28th.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's called Life.
Life.
Yeah.
So what was it like making that?
It was fun. This is my first, it's 8 songs on the project, so it's kind of a little more lengthy than your typical EP. But I put out a mixtape last year, but this is my first official project. Everything else has been singles. So
you're singing your own music now?
I'm singing my own music.
Did you write it?
All original music. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was fun. The creative process was fun. I worked with Junior Lee.
Okay.
With Faith Junkie Productions. He's based out of Delaware.
Okay.
And it was fun. I was going up there.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Guys, welcome back. Thank you for sticking around with us. Man, that was some good conversation with Tavon.
It just flowed, man. Like, he's so easy to talk to.
Yeah, and he was so willing to give his time. Like, we totally went over the time that we agreed upon, but he was cool about it.
Yeah. And you can just tell like how passionate he is about the foundation and the books and just everything.
We always forget to do the damn picture.
Oh,
Tavon, is he still out there?
I don't see him.
He gone. He gone.
Well, we'll just have to have him back.
Yeah. Well, we already talked offline about all the stuff we're going to do, so plenty of opportunities. So let's keep the NFL conversation rolling. We had some pretty decent conversation just now about the NFC East. And it was pretty much a unanimous decision that Dallas would be going back. Dallas would be taking the division again this season. So let's go to the other coast. Let's go to the West Coast. Your home. We got the NFC West. Mark, who's your pick?
Well, it's funny because I think this division, obviously Seattle is like the kingpin.
Yeah.
But I went just a bit outside.
Okay.
And I'm not like a homer for this team because I've never really liked them, but I'm going with the Cardinals.
Really?
Bruce Arians has done a lot with the team. Yes, last year they did falter a little bit, take a step back, but Larry Fitzgerald is healthy. They did really good in the draft. They have Buda Baker, the second-round pick, the safety from Washington, who reportedly in scrimmages and practice is just like batting every ball down and taking everything. I think he could be a very dastardly weapon on defense if he keeps this up in game time, and we'll just have to see how that plays out. But I think they're adding to their defense. Their offense has always been manageable.
Yeah.
And I think they'll give Seattle a run for the money and take the division.
Absolutely. Speaking of draft picks. They have a guy by the name, excuse me, of Chad Williams, who came out of Grambling. Okay, and I believe this gentleman was drafted in the 6th or 7th round. But he, from what I understand, he has been making his mark in training camp, and he could very well be in that, you know, big receiving core right along with Larry Fitzgerald. He had last season with Grambling, he had a killer game against the Arizona Wildcats, and that's what put him on the radar. And you know, Grambling, for you guys that do not know, Grambling is a small school. They're not really known for their football. They're not really known for their basketball either. So I mean, you know, shots fired. That was an unintentional shots fired. But this kid in the game against the Arizona Wildcats.
My Arizona Wildcats.
Yes, a D1 school with a huge football program. This kid went out there and caught 13 passes for 152 yards. Yeah. So that game alone pretty much got him in the door with the Arizona Cardinals. So that's who I'm gonna be looking at over the next couple of weeks and seeing where he falls into the team coming for the regular season. Let's talk about the quarterbacks. Okay, now
C. Palmer.
Carson. Yeah. You know, I'm going to say it. I think Carson Palmer's like the weak link of the team. Yo.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's getting up there in age.
Yep.
You know, and the injuries are starting to pile up. You know, like, in my notes here, I had, well, these were like my own personal notes. I don't got him making it through 6 games. I got him under 6 games, dog.
Wow.
Yeah. And then like the number 2 backup quarterback,
Blaine Gabbert?
Drew Stanton.
Oh, Stanton. Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of his either. So you know that I'm just a little shaky with the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, of course, I went with the Seattle Seahawks as well. But I think they went like, what was it, like 10-6?
Yeah.
Last season. I think that they're actually going to improve on that. Pete Carroll is ready to go. You know, I just heard that they got Eddie Lacy to slim down to like under 250. They gave him some type of $55,000 incentive to lose some weight. He's done that, so he's going to be slimmer and faster. Also, Jimmy Graham as well lost 20 pounds. So Jimmy Graham crackers will be on the scene looking a little bit slimmer. We'll have to see. You know, we'll see if the Seahawks can, you know, quicken up on the offense. I haven't really heard too much about Sierra's baby daddy. I haven't heard too much about Russell. Have you?
Russell being Russell, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, not hearing is maybe a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna continue this NFC West discussion. Also, when we come back, we're gonna have that reel on wrestling, y'all. Mark Foster. Oh yeah.
I said he's dead.
Oh, 6 years after he passed away.
It states she reportedly had heard rumors, but nothing substantial. But then you put the rumors to
while
death.
They were still married.
You sentenced the rumors to death.
While they still were married, she heard rumors.
Right. Probably all her life she's heard rumors. Like you're dating, you know you're dating your dad, right? Y'all look just alike. I'm like, girl, somebody told me you dating your father. You know, that's what kind of thing. You know he gay, right, Percy?
Why are you laughing at him? Don't laugh at him. Please don't.
Okay, let me continue with the story.
Oh, man.
Even today, it's still funny. Oh my gosh, if you haven't heard this show, it's Talk Lately, and it's only on BeExposedRadio.com every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and on YouTube. Just go to Be Exposed Radio.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Yeah, this the man that holds it down. Mr. Showtime, D the Boss. Check us out every Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm in a relationship.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
What's up? Hey, what up, Kim? What up, Aunt Dolly? What up, Mike? Yeah, welcome back. Just a bit outside. I'm your host, Kescia, and that's my main man, Mark. And we were talking NFL, and we were living West Coast style. We was throwing up the fingers with the NFC West, and it seems like Mark and I both agree that the king of the NFC West will be the Seattle Seahawks. No?
Cardinals, remember?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. I said the Seahawks. Mark went just a bit outside and said the Arizona Cardinals. Let's take a few minutes to talk about the LA Rams.
Who's finally back in the West where, they were in St. Louis.
Right. I would say but weren't they like the LA Rams before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say where it all started, kind of. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I almost maybe if I would have started drinking Crown before the show, I would have changed my pick. But, I kind of wanted to, have some faith in the LA Rams. Wow.
All
right, well, the LA Rams, they are kind of sporting a bit of a new look. They have a new coach. They fired my dude, Jeff Fisher. I'm a fan of his, man.
I'm a fan of his, but maybe his time's come and gone, too.
Yeah.
I'm just mad because LA's got two teams again. They got them and the Chargers, and when I lived there, there was nothing, and everyone loved the Raiders. Oh, man. Nope.
Poor Raiders.
Hate
Poor
the Raiders.
Raider fans.
And now the Raiders are going to be going to Vegas.
Right. Christ. So, So, Rams have a new coach. NFL's youngest coach at age 31, Sean McVay. And you know what? I like it. I like when we have young coaches. Are you a fan of that?
I like it, but immediately I think back to, what's his name?
Who?
The dude that coached Denver for a couple seasons. he's the offensive coordinator in New England, and he went to Denver for a couple seasons as head coach, and then that was when Tebow was there. God, what's his name?
Oh man, I can't think of his name.
And he just, I mean, it was exciting because he's a young guy, but then he just crapped. he just took a shit on everything.
Shots fired. That's what we do. Oh man, that was good. That was good. I'm a big fan of younger coaches because I think they can relate to players better. They often bring fresh new ideas, and they're risk takers. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And this team is a fairly young, kind of team. You got a young quarterback, my boy with the big note, Jared Goff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got him under center, and you got Todd Gurley, who's he's no vet. I'm wondering what Goff is going to look like though, because I think he played like 7 games last year.
Yeah.
And he didn't look good at all. Didn't this guy go like in the first round of the draft?
I think so. Yeah.
Wasn't he like the top 3 or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah, and gentleman didn't look too good. I believe he had in 7 games he had like 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So I'll be very interested to see how he's matured as a quarterback, and if they can come up with a game plan to highlight his strengths. You do have one little leg to kind of lean on, and that's Todd Gurley. They just had a practice, like a inter-team practice with the Chargers. They said Gurley looks really good, and they called him, which I thought was kind of interesting. They said that he was a violent, and I'm putting this in quotes because this is what it said, a violent runner. Do you think that's kind of a weird kind of adjective? Like,
I mean, describe violent runner. What the hell does that mean?
Right. That's what I was like, man, what the WTF is that? Like, you couldn't think of a better way to this. You couldn't think of a better adjective?
I mean, like explosive or something, but yeah, violent.
Yeah, violent. Like, with all the craziness that's going on in the NFL. And see, that's part of the problem. You got, you know what I mean? Like, you got these people. I mean, this is kind of like mental conditioning. You know what I mean? Like, you got somebody praising you for being a violent runner. Then you're supposed to go out in society and be a normal person. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But Todd Gurley had he had a pretty decent season last season. I think he was a little limited due to their offensive line. From what I understand, they've patched that up, which will allow them to use Gurley a little bit more. So, you don't think they're going to be any good?
Nope.
I'm hoping they'll be a surprise. I don't know. We'll see.
They've been one of those teams, kind of like the Cleveland Browns, that just, like, they're always on to their next superstar quarterback, and just, they don't give him time to mature. They don't give him time to develop. Mm-hmm. And they're always on to the next one. So as long as they do that, they're going to keep on success. Sucking. Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's our little take on the NFC. And now, I always say it, one of my favorite moments of the night, we got the Real on Wrestling with my man Mark Foster. What it do?
Last week I mentioned that John Cena was going to fight Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown to see who takes on Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam. And both sides had deep stories behind them. And interestingly, Shinsuke Nakamura beat John Cena. And is going to go on to SummerSlam to face Jinder Mahal, which I definitely see as being crowning Shinsuke as the next WWE champion. He definitely has a lot of fan support, definitely has a lot of just such a great character that people can easily get behind. And his style is called strong style, which is just, maybe it's like that word violent that you just used. it's a style that's very prominent in Japan. A lot of catch as can moves, shoot style moves, and in this world of scripted or predetermined wrestling, it's something that just is so hard hitting and exciting. And I think they definitely want someone like that to lead the charge. Actually, something going on tonight. The #1 contender for the women's championship, Bayley, she ended up getting injured last week. Swelling in her shoulder. They're not sure. She was supposed to face Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam for the women's championship. Bayley's out, and they're determining a new #1 contender tonight. So it'll be exciting to see who they crown for that. Kind of a sad thing going on in wrestling right now. Not local, not in the U.S., but actually in Japan. A wrestler by the name of Yoshihiro Takayama. He's actually a pretty big name in there. He's won the heavyweight championship in 3 of the major divisions in Japan. IWGP, Triple Crown, the GHC. Back in May, he had an accident in the ring. And they hadn't really said much since then, but it's recently come out that he's paralyzed from the neck down. And I mean, you hate to hear stories like that.
Yeah.
And immediately I think of, 18 years ago or something like that, Owen Hart dying due to an accident in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Former Denver Bronco Darren Drozdov, he got paralyzed in the ring, a botched move. And, you just want to say a prayer or whatever for this wrestler and hope that he has some sort of recovery, because that's something that you never want to see happen.
Absolutely. Wow, man.
Yep.
Wow.
If you want to talk some MMA or Mayweather McGregor,
go for it. What's going on with them?
There's always something new going on with them. And apparently the Nevada State Athletic Commission had to step in because they started talking about changing gloves. McGregor.
What, lighter ones?
Lighter ones.
I knew it.
8-ounce gloves.
They want this boy to get his head bashed in. What is wrong with them?
Well, McGregor said he'd be more comfortable wearing them, probably because the UFC gloves are smaller. Mayweather said he'd be all over it.
I know he did.
So the Nevada State Athletic Commission said junior middleweights or whatever the hell they're fighting at this time, they're legally contracted to only fight with 10-ounce gloves. So they put a stop to that. Because I want McGregor to win, but I know he's going to get his ass whooped. That would have been just horrible.
Right. He would have been walking up out of T-Mobile Arena looking like Sloth from Goonies. I'm serious, man. Like, is he crazy? I mean, McGregor, I know you got to play the tough guy and you are the notorious, but trust me, your face is thanking you right now. Like, thank you, Jesus. I'm glad. Shots fired. That's what we do. Since we're kind of talking about boxing right now, I think it's worth a mention that Vladimir Klitschko retired at age 41.
Yep.
41. And he had a pretty decent record. I believe he was 64-5, and he had 53 knockouts.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, he had been doing it for a long time, and I feel like his legacy might come with like a little bit of an asterisk, because he didn't have like any heavy hitters.
Yeah.
As far as his opponents are concerned, there wasn't a Mike Tyson or you know what I mean. I don't want to say that his road was easy, because it's being a boxer is not easy. But
didn't he have at least one match against Lennox Lewis?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
But that was like right after the Tyson era. So
right. It was like at the end of his career. But yeah. So but nonetheless, congratulations to Vladimir for doing it as long as he did, and and having a pretty decent career, and it'll be up for debate for a couple of years for is he the best of his class and or time period.
There's actually another boxer that announced his retirement over the weekend.
Who?
Timothy Bradley.
Oh, really?
Yep. 33 years old.
Why? Is this like a health thing or what?
I don't know. All I read was that he announced his retirement.
33? He still got a couple of years.
Was it back in 2012? He took the title from Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of the death knell of the whole Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, too. Because everyone wanted to see those guys go at each other undefeated. And, yeah, Pacquiao is now on ESPN, so...
Yep. So, what's cracking in MMA?
I think the biggest thing for me is finally Georges St. Pierre, officially, unofficially, is on UFC 217. Michael Bisping, his opponent, announced it on an MMA show.
Really?
But nothing's been officially announced by UFC. But it looks like it's going to be Bisping GSP at UFC 217, Madison Square Garden.
You gonna be rooting for GSP?
I think so. Yeah.
I will be. I will be. I actually kind of like him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the greats.
Yeah. Well, while we have a few minutes left, like time just flies. We say this every week. It's crazy. Let's do it really quick. Let's talk baseball really quickly. Let's do a really fast who's hot and who's not. Who do you have for who's hot?
They were hot. They were not last week. Hot this week. The Orioles.
Woo! Oh!
Both of their trade pickups that I perfectly crapped on last week looked amazing. Beckham, he got the 10,000th regular season home run in Oriole Park, which is something they've been hyping up and looking forward to. And Hellickson looked good in his debut against the Tigers. Can't go wrong.
Which brings me to my who's hot, and that is Jeremy Hellickson with the Baltimore Orioles. See how we just do that? Hey, man, he pitched 7 scoreless innings in his first game with the Orioles. He had 3 Ks. The Orioles went on to win that game 6-0. Who do you got for who's not?
The Mets.
Ah, shit, me too.
2-8 in the last 10.
Yes.
The biggest thing they got going on right now is that Noah Syndergaard was a soldier on Game of Thrones last night.
I want to say the same thing. They also on a 4-game losing streak. They got shut out against the Dodgers yesterday, and that was the 6th time this season they got shut out. And we still got plenty of baseball left to be played. So, yes, they are not hot at all.
They sent their saves leader to Boston at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
And, they're sending a whole bunch of their players to minor league Vegas. So, I think they gave up on the season.
Yeah. And again, I almost want to spend 1 second talking about this. Game of Thrones fans, yes, Thor, Noah Syndergaard, is in episode 4. He was a member of the Lannister army. I believe he threw a spear or something like that. So, run that back on demand and look for Noah. When we come back, we're going to be wrapping things up, y'all. Just a bit outside.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. In the building, we have live Mr. Michael Ryder. There we go. And Mr. Steve Yarn. They're doing a partnership based on... what was it again? The stories of the Vulcan Blazers. An awesome production that they have coming up. And now the name of it will be called
Baltimore Heat.
There we go. They were telling us a little bit about, they're in the pre-production phase of developing this Baltimore-based production It seems like a really awesome idea, and I always love for more artistic events to come here, and because it's more of an event, because you guys are going to actually use Baltimore as your complete backdrop of the city, and that's very awesome to hear.
Yeah, we want people to fall in love with this project through the visions and the tales we're going to tell about these firefighters, but also we want them to fall in love with the city of Baltimore. Just like they did with Miami Vice and Chicago Fire and NYPD Blue and
Sex and the City,
and all these other places that have the city as a star as much as the artists and the actors are.
And that's Baltimore has for many years have been the backdrops of many movies. I could think of a few Whoopi Goldberg movies, Sleepless in Seattle. A lot of these movies that have always used Baltimore as a scene. Not to mention The Wire and Homicide and countless other movies, House of Cards. All these movies and television shows have always used it, but it was never really about Baltimore. They always included Baltimore in the story or the backdrops or certain historical scenery,
things they absolutely needed to say.
And House of Cards actually shoots in Baltimore. But they're saying that it's Washington, D.C.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're shooting here and not even giving us credit for the place we're here.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside. It's the final segment. It's the grand hurrah.
The 400-yard dash part of the show.
Man, every week it goes by, and we want to thank Tavon Mason yet again. Tavon Loves the Kids Foundation. Man, what a great time talking to him.
Yeah, man, he was really awesome. Thank you so much, Tavon.
Before we go, we always have a feel-good story, but before Kescia tells you what she came up with, we want to throw a shout-out to former Oriole Don Baylor. His first team in the pros was with the Orioles from 70 to 75, and he made headlines again, becoming the first coach or manager of the Colorado Rockies, one of the first African-American managers that same season was Dusty Baker. And he lost his battle with cancer today, just this morning. One-time World Series champion, one-time All-Star, and let's see, NL Manager of the Year, 1995. And,
wow.
Quite a legacy that he leaves behind.
Yeah, quite an impressive major league career.
Yep.
Wow. So shout out to the Orioles, and I'm pretty sure they're paying their respects.
Yep, they did put something up on Twitter. A lot of his former teams and teammates did.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. Now, I guess it's that time. Our feel good moment of the week. This goes out. We're going out to Chicago. Chicago Cubs. There was a huge Chicago Cubs fan by the name of Joey, a young guy who is battling a rare and aggressive brain tumor known as, Lord have mercy, I'm about to try to, I feel a spicy coming on. Diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma. So, yes, very rare brain tumor. And his family set up a GoFundMe page to cover the cost of his treatment, to help cover the cost. And, he's 6 years old. As you can imagine, the medical expenses are rather large.
Yeah.
And when the Cubs got wind of, this story and how big of a fan Joey was, they got in on the GoFundMe. And they helped this family raise over $100,000 to pay for this kid. And I just thought that was just, so heartwarming. I had to speak about it on the show. Well, you guys, I know you hear that awesome beat coming through. You know that's the end of the show. Hey, look, we are still taking participants for our fantasy football league. Our draft is going down August 21st.
2 weeks.
It's going to be here. It's sponsored by Bar. We're going to have pizza. We're going to have wings. We're going to have drinks. We're also going to have my man Mike, DJ Delight, on the 1s and 2s. And that boy is bad. So, you guys, if you know anybody looking, they can definitely holler at me. They can holler at Mark. They can holler at Be Exposed Radio. They can send a raven. They can send a bat signal.
Smoke signals.
Yeah. We all for it. So, you guys, Baltimore, as always, spread love, y'all. This is Kescia. This is Mark. Just a bit outside. We done.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
Listen to Elizabeth Warren talking about Black lives and Black life.